Jesse, it
Jen.
is raccoon mating season. And I,
Mm.
I should be prepared for this because every year this same thing happens. Um, but last night, screeching like for 2 hours was going on. And I'm thinking, can they just hurry up and get this
Add this to the
out?
list of things I never thought I would hear Jen say, but also not surprised.
I
This
mean,
is an annual occurrence. I knew you
can
had a raccoon problem.
can the raccoons please get their mating over more quickly? Like skip the intimacy. Let's get on to things happening.
Get to business. No, that just means you're going to have more in your backyard.
Yeah, baby
Great.
raccoons. Yeah, here we go.
I think I'm going to have baby goats in my backyard because we're
Stop.
getting two more girls. And you never know what's going to happen out there. So
Oh my gosh.
we have different screeching happening over here, like a freaky farm.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's while we could continue talking about the mating habits of animals, that's not what we're
Maybe we
here
shouldn't. Maybe we shouldn't.
well, let's do this thing.
Let's do it.
Okay, welcome to episode 35. And
35.
I'm here with my partner in crime, my forever partner in crime, Jessie Suggs. But this is a special episode, bittersweet episode, because this is your last week here at Do You Convert as an
I
online
know.
sales coach.
I know.
I think I'm still in denial.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's weird. It's like, is it happening? And it's reality versus head versus heart versus all of those things. And so, yeah, super excited to talk about it with
Yeah.
everybody. Because what's interesting is the only people I have told are you and Mike and our team, and one thing leads to another, and I get all kinds of messages. So why not put it out to the world?
Well, yeah, and listen, this episode is so special because I want to take some time and just celebrate the past 4 years that um I've had with you, kind of by my side, dynamic duo.
Yeah.
It's been awful. I was thinking about not awful. I didn't mean to say that. It's been amazing. But there's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, literally. There's
Yeah.
there's been some blood. There's been lots of sweaty moments for
Yeah.
sure. Um, there's been some tears, but there's been also a lot of laughs and a lot of great things that has come, with us working together for so long. So before we kind of get into it, I've got some questions for you and I
Okay.
want you to share some things. But let's start off with a couple of housekeeping things. We have our next online sales academy coming up May 20th. It kicks off, and the one and only OG Mike Lyon is going to be hosting that with me. So I'm excited. What's your advice for Mike as he steps back into online sales academy mode?
Oh man, the tables have turned. I get to give Mike advice. Okay, this is
Yeah.
fun. Well, no, first of all, you put Mike's name on it. It's almost sold out already, which is crazy. I think they just released for sales this week. So if you want to go and attend, make sure you do it soon because it's running out quick. But man, my advice for Mike on the academies is it is different now than it was at the very beginning because there is a mix of new and experienced online sales specialists in these academies now, where we're having to reteach the role from a market that
Mm-hmm.
was unrealistic back
Yeah.
to the normal, challenging but
Right.
fun market. So just making it make sense for a big audience, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Just
true
fun.
for sure. And the good thing is that, Mike shares your mantra of I'm all business until you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be fun.
Jesseism.
Yeah, that is my Jesseism. It's, I hear this feedback, as we're transitioning and making some
Yeah.
changes of who's covering who. And they're like, oh, I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared that Mike's going to be my coach. And I'm like, hey, we talked about it before. Make sure your house is in order. Like if somebody stops by, it better be clean.
That's right.
No, you're in good hands.
Yeah. Okay, Tito shout out. Tito stands for Top Industry Talented OSC. And this episode's Tito goes to Jess Myers from Caviness and Cates. I don't know if anybody saw, I shared it on my IG story, but she's out there with a basketball talking about March Madness and some incentives and stuff that they have going on at Caviness and Cates. And I don't know, that just made me smile. I'm like, good job, Jess. Get out
Yeah.
from behind the computer and do some fun video.
Yeah. She knows how to have fun. She knows how to humanize the process for people who are under contract or people who are just looking to join. And so people always go, well, how can I do more than just my role? How can I contribute in other ways in the organization? And that's one of them. It's like jumping in and providing content for marketing and having fun while you're doing it. So yeah, she's totally deserving. And she's a silver award winner for the Nationals this year.
That's right.
So shout out to you.
Silver award winner doing things out there on and off the court.
On and off the court.
Side note, did you do a bracket this year?
No.
Oh,
I didn't. Chase did for the first year ever. We'll see how that goes because he's not a sports guy. So this will be fun.
He just randomly picks stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just put in a generator. You never really know.
Well, today is all about celebrating you. You know, when I, been reflecting, obviously the past, few weeks or so, and, was thinking about when I first met you and you were an online sales specialist at Mungo and you were award-winning online sales specialist back then. And even, just look at your accolades and 40 under 40, Lasso, online sales specialist of the month. I think that you were one time, and then moving into your coaching role. You've been a shining star in the industry and you've helped so many people along the way. So it's just been awesome seeing your journey. And, that's one thing that if you've listened to our podcast before, you know that we are all about, professional development and growing. And it's been a privilege for me to have a front row seat to your growth and your accomplishments over the years. So I'm just super proud of you and everything that you've done, starting out as a marketer, moving into online sales, moving into coaching, and now moving into your next adventure, which will let you tell everybody what you're going to be doing.
Yeah, but shameless plug. Even in marketing, before I went to online sales and came over, I was always supported by Do You Convert. So I will be the biggest Do You Convert cheerleader till the day I die. It really does set you up for success. And it really is the people and the wisdom of the culture that Do You Convert has created, not only internally, but for everybody that we have the pleasure of working with. So it's just been, fun. We'll talk more about it, but yes.
But, I would be a hypocrite if I didn't say, hey, go see about it. Right. That's what I always tell people. Like, go see about it. Go try it. Go take a risk. Go spread your wings and see what else is out there, for you to fill your cup. So tell everybody, what is your next adventure? What are you going to be doing?
I am going over to the fabulous land of Dreamfinders Homes to work with the amazing online sales team over there. So back direct for a builder versus kind of, in the supporting and consulting type of fashion.
Yeah. So back, working with a large builder that's originally where you came from. And, having that hands-on involvement directly with the team.
Yep.
Motivation with authority.
Yes.
A little different than motivation without authority from a coaching position. So this is exciting. Why did you decide to kind of take a risk and make a change and try something new? Talk a little bit about that.
Well, that's really interesting because it wasn't anything that I was really considering, it kind of fell in my lap. It was just one thing led to another, the people that you meet and the conversations that you have all play a role in kind of where the trajectory of your career goes. And so,
Mhm.
you know, full transparency, my immediate response was, I'm happy where I'm at. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not looking for anything, but I don't want to close any doors. Like I would be doing myself a disservice to not
Hmm.
explore. And so I had a couple conversations, and you know, as crazy as it sounds, I don't really have a why. It just feels right
Hmm.
to take on a new challenge. And they have such a fantastic team already that I get to go in and just advocate for, support, be an accountability partner with, and
Hmm.
just take all the things that I've learned through, you know, direct experience here with the people that work at Do You Convert, but also the experience that I've had with different organizations and partners that we work with,
Hmm.
for the ways that they have to apply strategies and tactics in a different way, and, you know, trying to figure it all out. So I'm
Yeah.
just taking a leap and it feels right. And I'm really excited and I can't
Hmm.
wait to see where it leads.
Yeah. Well, we are going to be cheering you on. And, if there's anybody that is equipped to do this, it's you. Um, working with so many different online sales specialists each month,
Yeah.
and just over the last 4 years. You've got the skills. Who was that? Was it Jess Myers and Maggie that made you that shirt?
Yeah. Skills, thrills, and dollar bills.
Skills, thrills, and dollar bills,
What
y'all.
it's all about.
That's what it's all about, right? Online sales specialists, listen up. Skills, drills, and dollar bills. Got to be making that money.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, as I'm sure, like I have been reflecting over your
Yes.
time the past 4 years here, what are some things that you've learned, that you want to share?
Yeah. So, yes, I've been thinking about this. So, I kind of put it into like four things I've learned in the last 4 years. And I'm going to kind of run through them, but like open them up. So, they're kind of big picture. And my brain's in a million different places because there's so many things that I've learned. It's hard to put it into just a couple things. But you know, having worked with some really amazing people, both, like I said before, internally and partners,
Mm-hmm.
one thing I think I want to make sure that I share is like the people that I look up to and I learned from so far the most have been so kind. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good reminder that you can be kind and in control at the same time.
Mm.
Like, there's a difference between, you know, being oblivious, but also there's this fine balance of like,
Mm.
you don't have to bully your way into a position or feel like you have to compete with somebody to earn a spot. So the first thing is like, just lead with kindness and compassion, and I think the rest will follow. So that was the first thing. From, you know, everybody knows we have a good relationship, me and you. So it's just a lot of that comes from you, you know, that like, okay, think about it, stop, pause. What are the pros? What are the cons? And then all of the relationships that it led to for the people in our industry that I look up to. And a lot of them are in online sales. So we have like, shout out Rachel Starrett, Shazana, Raina, like all of these people, you, of course, but all of these people that do something similar to me. In the one thing that I see that's common is compassion and care and
Right.
kindness. So
Yeah. I love that.
my first.
We talk about Brene Brown's saying of clear is kind,
Mm-hmm.
as coaches, and something we instill upon our managers that we work with is, right, you can still be a manager, you can still be come from a place of authority and give direction and hold people accountable. Um, but you can also do it in a very kind way. Like I love that's what you've learned. And I
Mm-hmm.
totally agree with you. Like the people that you surround yourself with, and just leaning into that, and listening, like who are your people, who are your trusted advisors,
Yeah.
um that you surround yourself, lean into that, lean on them. I love that. What else have you learned?
Yeah. I think vulnerability is a superpower that I've had to learn, you know,
Yeah.
being here.
Yeah.
Um, People relate to people,
Mm-hmm.
people understand people. And we're all just out here doing our freaking best. Right. The second thing that I jotted down was that you can't wait for change to happen. You have to make the change.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and unpack that however you want. But, you know, if you put yourself in the position of an online sales specialist, which if you're listening to this, you probably are. And there are challenges that come with the role that are 100% within your control to figure out. And sometimes you just have to go, hey, let me take the front seat on this and let me investigate and let me figure it out. Same for leaders, same for anybody. So you can't wait for someone to give you direction. Now that's great. You know, you should be led and mentored, but if you need something, go find it, go figure it out, go ask questions, lean into, like you said, Jen, the people that you look up to and that you admire. So that's my second one.
Well, we were just talking about figure out ability.
Yeah.
You know, just, you know, you don't want to take a back seat to your own life.
Mm.
You want to take a front seat. You want to be in control of the gears and how you're shifting and moving through life. And we hear this a lot from, you know, online sales specialists. It's like, you know, maybe sitting back and, hey, I've got these challenges. Okay, that's understandable, right? What are you doing to mitigate that? What are you doing on your end that's in your control? What are you doing to make this situation better? You're not a tree. You're not stuck, right? You can move, you can grow, you can get out there, ask questions. You know, we were talking about this personally because Sam's getting ready to move to South Carolina. And it's like, oh, he's got a lot
breaking news.
Figuring out to do. But that's exciting. That's exciting. And when you are in a challenging situation and you proactively make a change and you proactively figure something out, you know, Mike was talking about this earlier, like the reward is so great because like this was challenging. I figured it out. I made a change for myself. I figured it out for myself. And you can feel really good about that.
Yeah.
Right. So I know this is a hard change for you to make that decision. And but you're gonna figure it out and you're, you know, gonna reap those rewards and that accomplishment, right? So we're excited for that.
Yeah, growth can come with good and bad. Like I think people forget that a lot of times is like a lot of what you learn to become better happens when you're challenged and when you're in a place where you're like, oh, got to figure it out. Like, one way or the other, I got to get to the end of this. So that's been really eye-opening and really fun to figure out. My third thing is probably one of the most like the things that stood out in my mind the most is like we as individuals get to define what success looks like for us. Like the world is here telling you, climb the ladder, you know, do the things, work too much. Right. You've got to, you know, do all these things. And it's like, that's not necessarily true. Like if that is what success means to you, great. That's great. But success for someone else might be finding a job that flexibility is in the description where they get to be a mom and also do their job. Maybe success for somebody is like mastering their trade, like becoming a complete expert in something where people come to you for advice. We have a lot of those in our industry. In the online sales seat, like working online sales specialist direct for a builder that other people in the industry look up to and go to for support. Like that is success for a lot of people too. Maybe, you know, I don't know. I just think it's important to like sit down and go, okay, what does a year look like for me? What does 5 years look like for me? What will it mean to me to be successful? And like, how do I adapt if I'm not there in that timeline or whatever? And then your goals can change every day. Like, just like you said, you're not a tree. You can leave at any time, meaning like you can leave that idea at the door. Like, at the beginning of the year, I thought I wanted to do that. Don't want to do it anymore. And that's okay. Success is acknowledging that that's no longer serving you and that you
Mm-hmm.
get to start over fresh every
Yeah.
single day.
Yeah. And, when you think about like you mentoring and coaching online sales specialists, that's a message. That's a message for them too. Like, what does success look like for you?
Mm-hmm.
What are you fueled by conversion metrics? Are you fueled by connecting with your sales team? Are you fueled by, we just did a episode about, rust out and burnout and like incorporating passion into your life. I think that, over the years, like as you've been a coach, you've seen that, with online sales specialists too, like finding that passion and helping them be successful in their role.
Oh my gosh. It's so fun. Like when you get to zoom out and watch other people grow and be successful and change and move and like all of those
Yeah.
things, it's amazing. Like when I think about someone who has mastered their trade, I think of the Elenas and the Marthas of the world. Like they've been in this position for an extended period of time. And so many people, when they think of like OG OSCs, those are the name that pops into their head. Like that's success.
Yeah.
Then you've got, I've watched another person that I coached directly. Like I remember the day I did the interview with her to get the position as an online sales specialist for this builder. I like remember it like it was yesterday. I was like, she's going to be a superstar. And now she's an on-site sales manager. Like it's amazing what this position, the opportunities for growth internally, like growth in like mastering your trade, like I said, and figuring it out and adapting with the market. And then whatever else that looks like for you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's becoming a coach. Like that is the step for me that shook everything. It changed everything for me in the best ways.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I love that. I love that. And we get that question a lot is like, okay, what's next for me after I do this position? What does growth look like?
Right.
And it really is, a few different things, like you said. I mean, internally coaching, managing, it's like when one door opens, or keep the door open, right? And be open to different things and how you can grow.
And not everything's the right fit.
Right.
The grass is not always greener. And sometimes it takes trial and error to figure that out. And if you're in a place in your life to do that, then great. But don't forget, like, if you're content, that's a really good thing. Like, if you're happy with what you do, that is success too.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Final thing.
Final thing is it's cliche, but it's so true because it's not always what you know. Obviously, you need to be an expert at what you do if you want to continue to encourage and support others, but it's about who you know. So I think if you just surround yourself with good people, good things happen. Like that's in anything that you do in life, work, personal, if you're finding community in the gym or whatever it is, people associate you with that and it can either help you or hurt you. So just make sure that the people that you're pouring into or that you're getting poured into from are a good source of truth. And then it's all destined to be great because let me tell you, I know the people who get to work with us, the people at Do You Convert are some of the most brilliant people I've ever met, from the strategists to the analysts to the design team to the marketing coaches, the leaders, the online team. Like if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And I am certainly not the smartest person at Do You Convert. And that is so amazing. And so it's been really awesome.
I mean, I said I wasn't going to cry. I'm not going to cry.
I wore my waterproof mascara.
I'm not going to cry, but you're so, I just love what you're saying because, you've poured into so many people over the last few years, but we've poured into you, but we've gotten so much back from you too. Like I've learned so much from you. Even though I've technically been your manager or your mentor and things like that, but you have taught me a lot as well. And so, I even wore sunshine yellow flowers for you today because you're like sunshine for us. Okay.
Thank you.
Some fun questions. Most memorable moment working with DYC as a coach?
Mm, I don't know. I think these are impossible questions. That's like going like, who's your favorite kid or,
Yeah.
what? Um, if I had to put a pin in something annually that brings me extreme joy
Yeah.
and leaves a lasting impression, it's the summit. So I go back in the archives of my brain, and I was at the second ever Do You Convert Summit as an attendee. So I
Right.
have that etched into my brain as a memory, but then I get to flip the script and be working behind the scenes.
Mhm.
My first year is really like a support type of getting everything. It's a lot of work, y'all. Like
Yeah.
shout out to freaking Do You Convert for that amazing event, because there's a lot of work behind the scenes.
Mhm.
And so the relationships and the laughs that we get to have getting everything prepped, the stresses that bring everybody together, leave a lasting impression. And then, as I became more established as a coach, leaning more into the presenting was fun. That was a growth opportunity for me. And
Yeah.
then putting faces with the names, with the physical bodies of the people that we get to see behind the
Right.
screen, like all the time. Sometimes there will be people I met for the first time in person that I didn't even realize it was the first time we met physically in person,
Right.
because I felt like we knew
Yeah.
each other. So every year that's just been fills my
Yeah.
cup enough to last until the
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah. That was definitely like for sure. Like the summits are just the best. It's like Christmas that comes in October. Um, but like for me too, like being able to see like you go from, that support person to then like we're doing the whole thing together, and
Mm-hmm.
having you present and even being on the big stage last year with Kevin and like talking about pre-sale and which that's kind of like your thing, you leaned into that. Like I'm going to be an expert in online sales pre-sale and just seeing, those were some memorable moments for me too. Like for
Yeah,
you. That's
it's
awesome.
been so fun.
Funny moment. I mean, we've had a lot of funny moments.
I think I laugh more at work with you people than I do in my personal life. And that means a lot. Like,
yeah.
y'all are hilarious. Everything we do is fun. I mean, we're very serious people, but we have fun when we do it. So that one's also hard to answer, because I go back to, we won't use any names, but I'll go back to the Austin trip
Oh
that we
gosh.
did where,
I
who in the world, we want to go see bats fly underneath the bridge. So what else would we do but rent scooters? I
yeah.
don't know.
I'm
To
pretty
the
sure that was your idea.
All bad
If I want to,
ideas start with me.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that was your idea.
It
And it
was,
was a calamity of errors. And,
if you know, you know.
if you know, you know.
If you know,
Absolutely.
you know. That was so funny. The Uber rides, the
Mhm.
everything. Um, then I also go to like us and everybody. I think, everybody respects Mike and Kevin and you and Julie and everybody, but like Mike and Kevin, people are kind of scared of. Like, I
Yeah.
think I mentioned that earlier, but like people and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm a little bit like, ooh. And internally here, like we have the opportunity to clown them sometimes. And having been on the side where it's like, ooh, like, oh my gosh, these people, to being like in it with these
Mhm.
real people who are hilarious,
Hilarious. Yeah.
amazing. We get t-shirts made and do virtual backgrounds and all of us dress up like Mike for Halloween. Like I remember I
Oh,
had
that was
this
so bad.
beard. I think I got it from like Party City, and I'm like
Yeah.
trimming it to like look like Mike's. I'm like, this is awful. This doesn't look anything like Mike. And Jen's like, we got to add some gray hair. And so we go and get like dry shampoo. And I'm like, pretty sure I have COPD from
We
it,
were
but
committed. We were
we were so
committed
committed.
to the assignment. Dress up as
So
Mike.
fun.
We all had terrible beards on, dry shampoo, like dry shampoo all over our desk, like trying to like make this thing look gray. I was like painting. I was taking like gray paint and like painting it on the beard. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
I think it was
The
me,
mic
you, and
checks.
Carla.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was okay. It was Carla's idea. Carla always has some pretty off the wall ideas that are also hilarious. Um, I think it started with like the marketing team dressing up like Kevin and then us dressing up like Mike. And then it just kind of whatever, one thing led to another. And here we were.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was
Well,
so funny.
I just like to joke Mike about his gray hair now. So, but it was awesome.
So fun.
Um, okay. Hardest, toughest moment.
Mm, making this decision. Am I
Yeah.
allowed to say that?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, this is not a decision that I take lightly or make lightly
Hmm.
because this is a big deal. Like, this
Yeah.
is a complete leap of faith from what I know to
Mhm.
be 100% valuable and true to let's just see what
Yeah.
happens.
Right.
And so that has been the hardest and toughest moment. But, wasn't an overnight thing. This has been something that we've been able to process for quite some time. And
Yeah.
as every day passes, the more and more excited I
Mhm.
am about the opportunity because it's going to be amazing. Like, I
Yeah.
get to take what I've learned and help support and pour into so many other people. Um, so I just get to be and think and do things in a different and creative way.
Hmm.
Not better, just different.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's nothing that we experience in our personal or professional lives do I really look at as a like, it can be hard and challenging, but like we said earlier, hard and challenging things lead to good things all the time because it means growth in one way
Yeah.
or the other. Like,
Right.
either you've got to pull yourself out of something or you get to set yourself apart or whatever that looks like. So I don't think of it as hard, but really as like, what can I learn from this?
Yeah.
Like, what can
Yeah.
come? Um, like, can I learn to be more compassionate in this situation? Can I learn to be more direct in this
Hmm.
situation? Can I
Yeah.
learn how to be more flexible? Can I learn when to stop caring more than other people?
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
that's hard for me
Yeah.
to, go, hey, what's going on? We
Right.
talked about it. And
Yeah.
so, like I said earlier, at the end of the day, we are all just humans trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
And so hard stuff is good.
Yeah. Obstacles bring opportunities.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I can imagine this was a hard decision for you for sure. But again, like we're excited for this year for you. We're excited for the next steps for Do You Convert and the exciting things we have coming up,
Oh
which
my
everybody
gosh.
will stay tuned.
Yes. You're in
The
for some
future
good stuff.
the future is bright for sure. What are you most looking forward to as you step into this new role?
I think um it's probably the most basic answer I can give, but that's because it's the most true answer I can give is just
Mhm.
like both growing myself and challenging myself in new ways, but helping to grow a team of already established and like well functioning professionals. That's going to be super fun for me. I'm really looking forward to that. And then, just supporting them and being able to get my hands dirty. Like, that's what I'm
Mhm.
good at is like getting in
Yeah.
there, getting my hands dirty, problem solving. And
Yeah.
this is like Mike saying, but like, what did he say earlier? Like, make more, something about make money, make whatever. What did he say, Jen?
I don't remember what he said.
Oh my gosh. Oh, make their job easier
Oh,
and help them make more money.
yeah. Make their job
Like,
easier so
that
that
is
they can
what,
make more money. Yeah.
and I hate the word manager. It's like the worst
Yeah.
word in the world. Like, it's really, you're just their advocate and their
Right.
support. And
Yeah.
so I'm excited to be able to do that.
Love it. As your last days as an OSC coach, what do you want to instill upon the OSCs that are listening?
Well, all the people that I know personally, I've already said my piece too. So y'all know, if you know, you know. But I think it's just this reminder that we've said before, and we could say till the end of the day, is like online sales specialists and teams are literally the GOAT. Like, you are quite literally the greatest of all time, because your position, whether you know it or not, there's always a lot of like imposter syndrome for people when they start in this position. And I have to remind people in the interviewing process, like, this isn't an entry level position. This isn't a stepping stone to something else. Like, this is a career opportunity. And this person who is very specially selected for this job is the face and the voice and the brand, the first impression that people have. And you really get to set the tone for the customer experience. And people don't oftentimes think that they make that much of an impact. And so not only to the customers, but like internally, like land development is making decisions off of conversations that you're having. Where do people want to be? Where should we look for land? Drafting and design are making changes based on customer feedback. Like, design studio finishes and inventory homes are being modified based on your feedback. Sales teams are being coached and trained and supported in ways that they need to improve as well from your feedback. Marketing likes to hear from you. Sales leadership is using your metrics to make strategic decisions all the way up to the executive level. Yeah. And so it's easy to kind of go, well, I answer the phone, I set appointments, I support our customers and our sales teams, but it's so much more than that. Like, I will be in online sales forever and ever because I know just how important it is. Yeah. And so I just want, like, you guys are magical. It's, you sprinkle your dust everywhere you go. And if you're listening to this podcast, you're extra magical, because that means you care and you're looking to continue to learn. And I'm so proud of you. Yeah. I am so proud of you.
I love that, Jessie. I mean, know your worth. I mean, I just want to pull out something you said there, that it's not just about setting appointments. There's so much that happens before the appointment even happens that you're doing. And, your feedback and your, quantifying what is happening in a digital marketing environment is so important to the whole organization that you're working for. So yeah, don't ever forget that. Don't ever forget your value. Yeah. I love that, Jessie. I want to read something as we kind of wrap up, and this pretty much sums it up, how people feel about you and the impact that you have made with the OSCs that you're working with. So Leah Russell posted that, when I made a major career change, I was terrified. I took a leap into the unknown, not even knowing what an OSC was. But Jessie believed in me before I believed in myself. Over the last 10 months, she has made an immeasurable impact on my life, guiding and supporting me through every challenge. From the very beginning, she has been the backbone of our team, helping shape and redefine our roles, proving the value we bring, and fighting for the significance of what we do. Building this role from the ground up hasn't been easy, but Jessie has been our biggest advocate, our problem solver, and our number one fan through every obstacle. She is more than a mentor. She's a friend. Her leadership, wisdom, and unwavering support have left a lasting mark on my career and my heart. This isn't goodbye. It's simply see you later. I couldn't be more excited for her next adventure, and I know she will continue to inspire and lead wherever she goes. Jessie, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for being amazing, for truly caring, and for always leading with strength and kindness. I often find myself thinking, WWJD, what would Jessie do? And honestly, that's a question I'll carry with me always. Love you, my friend. I'm so incredibly proud of you.
Who's cutting onions? Hey, something my dad told me a long time ago is, and it's probably just a saying, but he encourages me and reminds me of this all the time, that courage moves you forward and fear holds you back. And so you just got to do what feels right for you, because, everything is fleeting and everything is temporary. And if it doesn't bring you joy, you get to choose that. Yeah. And do you convert brings me a lot of joy. Let me just first say that. Do you convert brings me immeasurable amounts of joy. And I just have so much gratitude and appreciation for the entire team here, the people that I get to learn from, both internally and the people that we work with, like the Leahs of the world. Just as much as like you guys feel like you learned from me, I learned from you too. So right back at you. Thank you.
Love it. Okay, one last skills check, Jessie. And in honor of you, I was thinking about, man, Jessie is probably one of the most disciplined, diligent, organized people that I've known. Even, when you were in the seat as an OSC, as a coach with us, and of course you will be as a manager, as a leader, director moving forward. So it's skills check time, and you got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. So,
right.
What is it that you, as an OSC peeps, need to be more disciplined about? Is it making your outbound calls that you need to for prospecting? Is it sending more personalized videos? Pick one thing that check yourself on, you need to do better on, you need to get more disciplined, and go forth and do it in the next month. And you will see the magic happen. All right, Jessie. Again, like Leah said, this is not goodbye, but we'll see you later. And I'll be looking forward to my weekly catch ups with you. I know where to find you. I will track you down.
Yeah, y'all can't get rid of me anyways.
Yeah,
Even if you
not,
want me to go away, I'm here.
and we'll have you back on the podcast so we can learn about what you're doing and all the good things that you're doing at Dream Finders. And until then, we'll see you later. Oh, last question. I mean,
I was wondering.
Are you down with OPT?
Yeah, you know me. Always.
Okay. Love you. Love you. See you. Bye.
Love you, mean it. Bye.